Morning all, how are we doing? It's nice to be back with you all. It has been rather a long time, I'm well aware. But we finally have the 777 and finally have a livery. So that's a bit loud, wasn't it? Turn that down. Yeah, we finally have a livery built for the 777. I pretty much spent all day yesterday making that. And yeah, it just kind of reaffirms my belief that I absolutely hate making liveries. But it's one of those things where if you're going to do a VA like we're doing here, you kind of have to when a plane comes out. Not a lot we can do about that, unfortunately. It's one of those jobs where I only do it every few months, because generally a new plane only comes out every few months. And in between doing the last one and then having to do it again, you kind of get everything you knew about making liveries, and you have to kind of relearn all your stupid mistakes that you make every time. But we have one now, that's the main thing. So what are we doing today? We are going to take this morning to try and familiarise ourselves with 777 a little bit more. I've got to be honest, I haven't actually had a lot of time to do very much with the 777, which makes me a bit sad, considering like last week all I could see was like YouTubers left, right and centre putting out videos and content, and I really couldn't. I was really sick last week, which was terrible timing, but there's not a lot you can do about that really. I did manage to put out that one video. Actually, when I was editing it and when I watched it back, I was like, I actually sound quite sprightly, but honestly I felt like death warmed up at the time when I was making it. But that's another story. That's a whole other story. So we're going to use FSI panel today, and if you haven't got FSI panel, I thoroughly recommend you give it a try. What it allows you to do is, with study level airliners like the PMDG, like the Phoenix and others, you can quickly set yourself up for a landing and just pick an airport, pick a runway, pick what kind of approach you want. I've got a sort of long final, so it gives you an 8-mile final. And you can just start knocking out the landings and get yourself familiarised. Because as it stands, I've only done two landings now, because I just did one quickly to test FSI panel before I went live. But the only landing I've done otherwise is the one that you saw in the video where we flew from Dubai back to Heathrow in that very first 777 video we did last week. So yeah, suffice to say, I kind of feel like we need to get a bit more of a grip on this plane. It's a lot different to fly than the 737, a lot different. You kind of don't need to flare it as much. It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. It's one of those. So yeah, weird one. I think it's because it's got such massive wings. You kind of get quite a lot of ground lift effect they call it. So as you get closer to the ground, those wings kind of really start to give you quite a lot of lift. So you don't need to flare as much as you would think. Interestingly, I was watching a video, that Philbert Flies video, and the pilot that Philbert had on was saying that for his airline, the SOP is to use auto throttle, which I thought was interesting. I generally find auto throttle, I prefer not to use auto throttle, but that could be like an airline by airline thing. Morning Pixel, how you doing, mate? So yeah, we're going to do a bit of flying today, do some landings and see if we can just get ourselves a little bit more confident with the plane. So I've got FSI panel set up. We're coming in, what are we on? 27 left at Heathrow. So all I need to do is hold the brakes, get the throttles ready. So hold the brakes for 3 seconds. There we go. Easy peasy. I'm the approach mode. Goes captured the glide slope. And we're good to go. So with that being said, you didn't come here to watch an auto land, did you? You came here to watch me potentially butcher it, so let's not disappoint you. There we go. My throttles, my plane. A little bit of wind going on. It's probably not just a touch. It's better. Of course, I haven't even considered crosswind landings in this thing yet. Also, throttle disconnect. Yes, we know. It's because I did it. Alright. Feels like we need to move over to the left. Just a touch. So we're landing into the Builds version of Heathrow as well. It's kind of nice to get to check that out while we're here. Yeah, just feel like we're a touch on the high side. Let's keep that nose pointing down. Ease back on the throttles a bit because we are a little on the fast side as well, which again might be helping with the fact we're a bit high.
1,000.
The plane's starting to almost sink a little bit there. Yeah, we're far too low, aren't we? Not far too low, just a little bit low. Okay, over to the left. Picture's looking pretty good.
500.
This is the point where we can end up going too high if we're not careful. Keep that nose pointing down.
400.
Come on.
300. 200.
There's Concorde, look.
100.
50 over the threshold.
50.
Oh, too late.
30. 20. 10.
A little bit on the late side there. That was not perfect. What was it complaining about there? Checklist incomplete norm. Okay. We'll have a look at that. Let's have a look at that. What's it complaining about? Checklist. Oh. Yeah, okay. It's because, yeah, it's always going to whinge about that. Haven't even done the pre-flight checklist. But then we're not doing pre-flight, are we? Alright, let's give that one more go. Let's move the aircraft. You feel like the 777 tips a little bit more than the A320 compared to capture the glide slope. Yeah, I suppose it does. Yeah, it's just a bigger plane, isn't it? That's the thing. It's a much, much bigger plane.
2,500.
Give FSI panel a minute. It's such a cool bit of software. There we go. High plane. Okie dokie. I wonder if there's a feature in this like there is on the 737 where you can almost see where your throttles are before you disconnect the auto throttle. engine sound drives you nuts. Yeah, I've heard some people complaining about the sounds. I don't know how accurate it is. Obviously, I've never sat in the cockpit of one while it's in flight, so it's quite hard to say. What football stadium is that we're going over? No idea. Let's get ourselves crabbed a little bit more. Yeah.
1,000.
The wind is starting to die off a little bit as well. Go on, making a mess of this. Flipping heck.
500.
Yeah, not feeling great about this one. But then this is why we're doing this stream, because it's just
300.
it's a nice chance to practice. 3 reds. That's not ideal.
200.
Yes. I know the checklist is incomplete. That's because FSI panel doesn't do the checklist for you, so
100.
50 over the threshold, come on. Oh, I've done it again.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, floated that one nearly. So with the 777, because it's fly-by-wire, more so, does it kind of behave like the A320? Because you know on the A320 when you use your rudder pedals to decrab, you don't need to do the aileron input because it kind of manages it for you. Where does the 777 stand with that, I wonder? Oh look, chat's just lit up. Obviously the notifications went out. Morning everyone. Sorry if I was ignoring you there. Yeah, I'd say I hesitated a bit there over the threshold. I just pulled the nose up just a touch, and how am I practicing with ILS and stuff? So I'm using an app called, where is it? FSI panel. Here it is. So you can basically say your airport up here, your runway. Then you can select what kind of approach you want. I normally go for long final. Click move aircraft. It auto retards the throttle when flaring, no need to do it. Even if you haven't got auto throttle enabled, because I was doing manual thrust then. How you doing, Andy? It does sound a bit like a Tesla actually, doesn't it?
2,500.
I hadn't actually considered that. Yeah, it's funny, I was watching that, Bill, I was watching a video by Philbert Flies, and he had a 777 captain on. So Philbert was doing the flying, and he had a 777 captain almost instructing him, which I thought was a really interesting approach to take that video. I really enjoyed it. And it's just harmony approach mode. Yoink. There we go. Oh, hello. Don't like the sound of that. What's going on there then? I think FSI panel maybe did not quite set us up properly then. That's a bit weird. Never mind. Well, let's try a visual, shall we? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, that 777 pilot that Philbert had on for the video was saying that his airline's SOP is auto throttle. I kind of like doing the manual throttles. It's kind of a bit more fun, purely from the point of view as, you know, as a simmer that just wants to enjoy myself, you know. Alright, let's do it visual on the pathies, because for whatever reason our glide slope indicator is gone walkabout. Picture looks alright though.
1,000.
Speed's gone a bit low. So one thing I will say about the 777, if you do dip in speed, it doesn't take long for those engines to get you back up to where you need to be. Time to hold our nerve now. If we get a half decent landing, we'll try and use it on a YouTube short.
300. 200.
Looking bad.
100.
It's too high, isn't it?
50. 30. 20. 10.
But that was smooth. It was just a little bit late. Reversers seem awful quiet, don't they? Alright. Let's load FSI panel one more time and we'll check the VREF, Andy. I've got it set to its maximum landing weight. Must not fiddle while it's doing all this stuff. 149, Andy, by the look of it. I think I just saw it flash up on the second. Well, it's not an MCDU in this, is it? You know what I mean? FMC. Is it always advisable to add 5? I feel like I always do. Yeah, 149. So 149 would be 154, wouldn't it? I don't know why I'm getting so much screen tearing today. It's done it again, though. Don't know what's going on there. Plane just seems to want to not follow. Is there like a rule, Andy, where you don't add 5? So I feel like I always add 5. You kind of read on forums, everyone's kind of like, just add 5. that could be the thing that saves you, kind of thing. It's a safety margin, yeah. But is there ever a situation where you would choose not to have that? Anyway, let's just do the auto throttles. Let's do an auto throttle landing this time. So all I'm going to do is engage the reversers. I must admit, it does make life a bit easier, one less thing to do. I suppose it's no different than leaving it in the climb gate in the bus, is it? I guess airline SOPs will vary. Isn't it Lufthansa that do manual thrust on Airbus for landings?
1,000.
Feels like we're going to go low if we're not careful here. No auto land, yep, that's fine, that's why I'm here.
500.
Well, arguably.
400.
See how good of a job these auto throttles do.
300. 200.
Come on, nose down.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Not bad. A little bit of a late one. A little bit of a late one, that's okay though. It was within margins, wasn't it? Not bad, not bad. Whoa, Thomas, with the €15. Thank you so much. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Thank you for the support, Thomas, really. Right. Should we land somewhere else? I would quite like to do some landings at JFK. Just because there's a displaced threshold, isn't there, at JFK? What is it? 3-1 left, I believe. Let's give that a go. Probably will need to adjust the time because it's going to be dark. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, nice dawn. Landing at dawn.
2,500.
Yeah, there it is. Entirely sure what the plane thinks it's doing at the moment. Seems to have got itself thinking we're going on to the other runway. That's not right, is it? Yeah, 04. We don't want 04. We want... Why has it done that? 3-1 left. Q. Navrad. ILS. Yeah, that's better. Huh, that's weird. Yeah, displaced runways, I always find they confuse me a little bit. Flight directors are being weird again, let's get rid of them. This is where New York loads into the background and absolutely decimates my sim. Yep, there it goes. God, we're way too high, aren't we? Doing a manual thrust landing. Yeah. It's that displaced threshold.
500.
Always struggle with displaced thresholds. Check the speed a bit. Yeah, so I'm going too low already because I'm just being tempted down by that threshold that's, or the extra runway that's beforehand, you know?
200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
That was very smooth, just not quite on the touchdown markers, was it? That was lovely and smooth though. Okay, reversers are on. Can't really hear the reversers on this one. I feel like on the 7.3 and the A320 you can really hear when the reversers come on. I don't know whether that's a thing in general with the 777 or whether that's just like a PMDG 777 thing. If I could just get that level of smoothness on the touchdown markers, I'd say we'd be on the money there. We'd be on the money. Let's give it one more go. Still not sure why the flight directors go a bit weird.
2500.
I'm in love with the PMDG 777. It's a really nice plane. I'm just a bit gutted that I never got much time with it last week. It was like the worst possible timing, really. I got pretty sick last week. Like this time last week I was not in a good way. But there we go, there's not a lot you can do about that. Like I managed to get one video out, but I felt awful making it. Which surprised me, because in the edit I thought I didn't sound too bad, but... Select approach mode. Yeah, let's see if it behaves itself, because we did approach mode last time. What's it going to do? Well, we've got autopilot off anyway, so it probably wouldn't react, would it? I don't know. YSSY, I'm sure we can, yeah. We're sort of doing different airports this morning, so we've done Heathrow, this is now JFK, so yeah, no reason why we can't go over to Sydney, isn't it, YSSY? Yeah, it was a little bit sad last week, so I could see loads of creators like putting out loads of videos and people clearly loving it, and I'm just there like, it was so rough. A little bit of a shame. I'm not entirely sure whether I had COVID or not. So I read this article on, I think it was like BBC News. It was like, are we having a summer COVID wave? And I've not really kept up with COVID news for a long time, but all the new variants and all of that stuff, they gave a list of all the symptoms, and I was like, huh, I think I literally had all of those. So it may well have been, I don't know. It's just this like overwhelming sense of tiredness that it leaves you with. That's kind of what I'm stuck with now. Like by about 3 or 4 o'clock today, I'll be ready for a nap. 100%.
500.
Not that I'll get a chance to take it, but
400.
if I were able to take one. Oh no, hello B-Ref.
300.
Right, let's try the
Light
3
slope.
reds.
200.
Light slope.
Oh, God,
Light
yeah.
slope.
This isn't good, is it?
Light slope. Light slope. Light slope.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mess up, that one, wasn't it? When you say a circling approach, what do you mean, Andy? Like a circle to land? Never actually tried one of those. Like, ever. Find that even with maximum tightness, I dare to have the screw, the Airbus throttle has a tendency moving by gravity. I think mine's fairly stiff. It's okay. And I do have mine on the maximum tightness. One 6 right at Sydney. Come on then, let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look. Okay, is it YSSY? Select airport. 16 right. Let's get a bit of daylight on the go, shall we?
2500.
Why is the plane facing that way? Runway clearly over there. Oh, here we go. Oh, is that the one that Concorde would do, Andy? Ah, yes, the brake pins, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Yeah. Well remembered. I don't know why I'm getting so much screen tearing today. Because I do have, I thought I had all my settings correct for that. Which is weird. Which is really weird. Oh, I'm just so glad we got this plane. Thanks for showing off our beloved 777. Oh, you're from PMDG? No way. Oh, of course I recognise your name from the forums. Yeah. No, well, thank you for making it, blimey. I mean, yeah, I mean, what can I say? I think we've all been waiting for this one for a long, long time. And it's so great to have it. So great to have it. I think for me, it was like I wanted to fly a wide-body, large plane. Well, this weather's rubbish, isn't it? Like a proper wide-body, large plane. Because I feel like the stock 7.4 and Captain Sim, it's basically the stock 7.4 but skinned, isn't it? And there's just... It's just so nice to have a proper wide-body in the sim. Proper, like, honest-to-goodness wide-body. Yeah, amazing plane. I thought it was supposed to be like sunny in Australia. Oh wait, actually no, it's going to be their winter, isn't it? Of course it is. Of course it is. The other thing I'm looking forward to is the freighter. No pressure. Alright.
1,000.
Let's try not to butcher it, seeing as we've got someone from PMDG in the chat. Do we know if it's more common then for the 777 to have auto throttle on during landing in terms of like SOPs? Ooh, we've got a fair bit of wind here, it feels.
500.
Because speaking selfishly, just as nose down, speaking selfishly as a simmer, I kind of like doing the manual throttle landings.
400. 300.
I feel like it adds something. Oh, we've got a bit of a crab on here, haven't we? Now, are we going to need to do the aileron input like we do in the 7.3? Presuming we're going to.
$100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. A little bit of a kink there as we crabbed. Blimey, yeah. Whew. That one kept me on my toes. What a plane. Love it. Beautiful. Tempted to try that again. Tempted to try that again. Oh, what's going on? FSI panel has seemed to have had a moment, I think. It does usually recover though,
2,500.
although sometimes it just doesn't. Pilot can override the throttle any time, so having AT on during landing is okay. For us flight simmers, this is hard to simulate. Yeah, because aren't the throttles almost like, what's the way to describe it? Aren't they sort of almost like clutched? I'm really butchering this explanation, but you know, like if you have like a battery drill, let's say you're trying to hang a picture frame or something, and you put the screw in the wall, you can set the thing on your battery drill so that it doesn't overdrive the screw, and it sort of like makes that click, 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 click sound if the tension becomes too much. So isn't it that like, even though they're sort of moving, you can see the motors there moving them, you can sort of push through it and then it becomes yours. Am I right in saying that? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Cool. Yeah, looking for. I think I'm gonna have to get the freighter as well when the freighter comes out. Very much looking forward to the freighter. I think the freighter will justify, in my mind anyway, it will justify doing shorter routes, because ain't no way I'm sitting there doing 11-hour flights. So it will justify some shorter routes while also being able to fly the 777. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. The wind seems to have changed. No, it's headwind now. Is it going to change as we get lower? I think it is. Right then. Shall we? Well, let's try an auto throttle landing then. I'm guessing it automatically disconnects upon landing. It must do, right?
1,000.
Yeah, we're not having to crab nearly as much now, are we? Amazing what a few minutes can do. Beautiful.
500.
Just a touch high.
400.
There we go. Yeah, that wind's back, isn't it?
300.
I'm keeping my eye on the runway so much I haven't realised I've actually put myself into the
200.
crab.
$100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, it's late, it's late, it's late. Yeah, that's a floater, isn't it? Yeah, that's no good. Oh, never mind, we tried. Yeah, that should have been a go around, really, Andy. Well, it definitely should have been. Did anyone else have any trouble getting onto the sim last night? I had a massive trouble in the sim last night. Taxi went to idle upon landing. Right. Let's try Dubai, shall we? Home with the 777. I looked on that sim earlier. So many 777s at Dubai at the moment. Almost felt bad for the ATC. There was like one guy that was on ground. It was like, oof. EGLC. What's EGLC? Remind me.
Sync rate. Pull up.
EGLC. Oh, wait, yeah, no way. We're not doing EGLC. Trying to figure out what you're talking about. No, we are not doing that. What is the plane doing? Yeah, I'd say the standard edition's fine if you just want to practice your landings. It does a lot more. What on earth is this plane doing? Well, it's not the plane, is it? It's FSI panel. What on earth? Yeah, I'd say FSI panels lost the plot for the moment. Now, where do we go to check that brake pin stuff? Right, come on. There you go, it's happy now. I think it's figured it out. We just need to do a 360 to, I guess, kind of intercept the ILS. Alright, let's give it a go. Might even see the might even see the airport. See the Burj Khalifa. No visual. This is the indie builds version of Dubai as well, just in case anyone's wondering. I'm just thinking we should land at LAX in a bit, but I deleted the default LAX thinking that I bought the indie builds LAX, and I can't remember if I actually did. Fairly certain I did. Or did I? I don't know if I did. God, I'm so stupid. Come on, an airport, where are you? So I think really if we were to kind of break down my landings so far that we've seen today, I do tend to overshoot the touchdown zone.
1,000.
I can just about see it. So I think maybe I need to be a bit more on the ball with that. I always feel reluctant to push my nose down too much, almost like it's a bad thing to do. But then I end up floating, so I don't know. That visibility sucks, doesn't it?
500.
Whoa!
400.
Glide
on it.
slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
300.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
Now, where am I supposed to be landing? I'm confused here.
200.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Why have I got
Glide
lights in
slope.
the sky?
100.
Yeah, that's weird. What's going on there?
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
20. 10.
Okay, that's weird. That completely threw me. Why has it done that? Okay, maybe we'll give Dubai a miss for now then. Let's see if LAX works. That was very confusing. Oh, damn it. I hit the wrong button. Yoke sensitivity is just default. I haven't changed it at all. It just is what it is. Okay, let's try this again then. KLAX. Select that. What should we go for? 25 left. Yeah, I've not really changed anything with yoke sensitivities. Found it to be pretty much spot on out the box. That's pretty good.
2,500.
Okay. This feels a bit weird. Feels like we're not in the right place either, looking at the ND. Yeah, this is weird. I think FSI panel's messed up. Yeah, this is completely backwards, isn't it? Oh well. We'll see if we can do a visual landing, shall we? And by visual I mean can't see a flipping thing. Yeah, why has it done that? Because look, we've got the go around course like there.
1,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't get your hopes up for this one, guys. We've got no visual.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Pull up.
Yeah, this is
Sink rate up.
this is a no-go.
Sink
This
rate.
one, isn't it? It's got us in completely the wrong place.
300.
Okay, let's get FSI panel to take us somewhere else. What about Las Vegas? Let's go to 26 left. That was weird. Hey, Paul. But I can see a runway ahead of us anyway, so that's a start, isn't it? Has it done it again? It has, isn't it? Departures and arrivals. ILS 26 left. Alright, now after all that, we're far too high. Ah. Let's just drop ourselves back down to where we need to be, and then we'll pick this up, as if nothing happened.
2,500.
Right, let's get our speed back in line. You're a touch on the high side, I feel like. There's the obligatory scenery reload there. Fairly certain this is the runway we landed on when we actually flew to Vegas in real life. I remember looking out the right-hand window and seeing the strip. Or maybe, no, actually. That'd be the other one, wouldn't it? Ah. Over to the right, you muppet. Come on.
500.
It's better.
400.
Hold your nerve, keep your nose down.
300. 200. 100.
Wide slope. Wide slope.
20. 10.
There we go. I felt like I was coming down quite harshly. Hopefully the sound's getting improved. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Although I don't know if they are actually unrealistic or not. Because obviously I'm not a 777 pilot, so how would I know? Alright, let's give that another go. Anyone got any suggestions for after this? No maintenance crew required yet, nuclear, hopefully. TNCM, where's that? Done it again, isn't it? Why is it putting in the wrong runway? What it's doing? It must be an FSI panel thing. Now the flight directors aren't very happy.
2,500.
Let's get rid of them, shall we? Oh, we just done that one, Paul. So far so good. Looks like we could maybe just use a touch more speed. And keeping our nose down just a bit. Okay, 2 reds, 2 whites on the pappies, but then you know how it really should be trusting the pappies on the sim. 3 reds is generally what I like to see. Feels like the picture looks better when there's 3 reds.
200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
That'll do. Not quite on the touchdown markers. Well, I say not quite, nowhere near, but we were within the landing zone. That'll do. That's the strip. Funny to think that FS Expo was just going on in there not very long ago. Beautiful. Oh yeah, Frankfurt's a good shout actually, because we got the freeware scenery. Let's have a look. What runway? What do we reckon then? Should go 25 left. Has it got us on the wrong one again? That's like, what are you doing? What did I say we were going for? 2... It's got us on ILS 07. 25 left, didn't I? Yeah. Execute that. Why does it keep doing that? It's weird. That is weird. Flight directors aren't happy again, are they? Weird. Must be FSI panel. It's FSI panel is what we're using to do the landings. Go ahead, Felix. Yeah, 777's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Just a shame that I couldn't do much with it last week. I was so ill. I wasn't so ill, I just had no energy. All I wanted to do in the evenings was just basically fall asleep on the sofa in front of the TV. And then just take myself up to bed when it got to bedtime. Which is very bad timing, given that this was launching and, you know, wanted to fly it. And what can you do? Here we go.
300.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
Respectfully
slow.
disagree.
100,
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
20, 10,
That's more like it. Never mind your stupid glide slope warning. That looked alright to me. Probably one of the better landings we've done all morning, I would argue. Happy days. Yeah, this freeware version of Frankfurt is so cool. Let's taxi over and have a look, shall we? Yeah, it works. Airbus throttle works really well with this. So I've still got the detents in that you would use with Airbus. I just simply ignore them, just sort of push through them. And I've done a mod on my throttle as well. There's a video on the channel where I 3D printed a load of mods, which you can see all about that if you're interested. But yeah, it works great. I know it triggers loads of people. Like if you look at my TikTok comments and YouTube Shorts comments, every single time, guarantee there's going to be someone that's like, bro is using an Airbus throttle with a Boeing yoke. It's like, yeah, and? What's your point? How do you practice landings? I use FSI panel. So this is the piece of software we're using. Just here. So you select what airport you want, what runway, where you want to start, and then move the aircraft, and it sets you up really quickly for a landing. It's very, very cool for these big old study level airliners. I need to get better at turning as well in this. Does it put the aircraft in a ready state too? So the plane can put itself in like a different state. So let me show you. I don't know why I'm getting so much screen tearing. Sorry about that. Go to menu, PMDG setup, load state. You've got all these different states you can put the plane into. So if we just select long final again, move aircraft, give it a second and it will set us up. Doesn't always get it right. Like sometimes it makes mistakes, and like it's been choosing the opposite runway for some weird reason. So you do have to keep a bit of an eye on it.
2500,
That's a good point, Andy. We probably should, shouldn't we? Yeah, you definitely should try it. That's what I like about it. I mainly got it because I feel like we'd spent ages and ages and ages on the channel flying the fly-by-wire A32NX. This is before the channel was monetized and didn't really have a huge amount of money to be buying third-party planes. But now the channel pays for itself a little bit. It can pay for the planes and things like that. So I bought the Phoenix in the summer, and all of a sudden it like dawned on me that I don't know how to land this flipping thing. It's like so different from the fly-by-wire. I just assumed they'd be so similar. And it's like I'd do a live stream, I'd sit and cruise for 2 hours and then bin it like in the last kind of 5 minutes and be like, oh well, that was rubbish, see you next time. And then got FSI panel, and it's so useful just for like setting yourself up. You can just like, you know, one after another, just start knocking out the landings, you know. What's my opinion on the PMDG 777? I love it. I love it. I'm just a bit sad I didn't get a chance to fly it more last week. Yeah, last week sucked, not gonna lie. Didn't enjoy last week at all. Like I say, I think I had COVID. But I can't be sure, because I haven't got any tests anymore, but I was reading an article like, are we going through a summer COVID wave? And it listed out all the symptoms, and I was like, I pretty much had all of those. So I don't know. I guess we'll never know. But even now I'm still left with this lingering sense of tiredness. Can't seem to shake it. Probably where I find out I've got like long COVID now. Damn it. Fuel pump center. We low on fuel. So we're coming in a little bit on the high side.
300. 200.
Oh, keep that nose down. Yeah, a bit
50.
too high.
30. 20. 10.
Down you go. There we go. That wasn't as good as the first one, was it? To pitch it 5 degrees for it to not sink. You giving it enough throttle? We're going to fly the MD-11 as well. Oh, I don't know, I feel like I don't know what to do about the MD-11. Don't know what to do about that. Like I've already spent quite a lot of money on this, and then a week later to have to spend as much money again. Doesn't feel great, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's just park up and have a look at what chat's saying. What's my ideal 777 flight? Yeah, that's a funny one because I don't really like doing long haul, and I know auto cruise exists, which I'm very grateful for. I used it last week with Dubai to Heathrow, and it did manage to get us to be able to do a very long flight. You know, the cruise got sort of chopped down to under an hour from Dubai. Sort of turned off auto cruise kind of as we were leaving the coast of France. So that really does sort of bring long haul flights into like a time frame that a short haul flight would take, and I'm fine with doing short haul flights in real time, like no issue with that at all. You know, like Gatwick, Alicante, those kind of like 2 hour, maybe 3 hour ish kind of flights. Anything more than 3 and I'm starting to get bored. That's generally what happens, I think. When we were going on holiday to Rhodes in April, and I thought, well, I've got to do the flight on the sim before I go because, you know, that's the rules. Oh, God, it's so boring. I was on VATSIM as well, and coverage wasn't great. So, yeah, I do struggle with long haul. I do find it incredibly boring. Yeah, like a nice sort of 2-hour-ish hop loaded with VATSIM, that's a good time. But just sitting there and cruise for hours, like, yeah, I don't really get that. Don't get that at all. I know some people like it, and fair enough. You know, I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong or you're doing it wrong. Like, it's your sim, you do what you want with it. But for me, I struggle. So I think for me, an ideal 777 flight will become more doable in real time once the freighter comes out. Because if you look at what cargo ops take place in like bigger stuff, bigger planes, you know, stuff that's outside of your A320, 737 side stuff, there are actually some reasonably shortish cargo routes that need bigger planes. It's almost like cargo has its own kind of rule book. I guess it's a different set of requirements. You know, big stuff needs to get from point A to point B quickly. So, big plane doesn't need to go all that far in order to have that happen. I mean, you could just make the argument that it's a sim and you can just do what you want anyway. Like, there's nothing really stopping us doing like Gatwick to Edinburgh in this plane. You can land a 777 at Edinburgh. You can land a 777 at Gatwick. Doesn't really make a lot of difference. You'll probably get funny looks on VATSIM, I would imagine, if you were, you know, aircraft type 777 requesting IFR clearance to Edinburgh, please. You'd be like, okay. But, you know, it's your sim, do what you want with it. I know some people do get a bit upset on VATSIM. Like if you fly a Ryanair plane in America, oof, don't get them started on that. So yeah, I think I'll be looking forward very much to the freighter version of this plane. But I felt I needed to get this one just basically for the channel, nothing else really. It would be a disservice to the channel for me to not get this. I just need to make a decision on what to do about the MD-11 because it is quite a lot of money. And I've literally just bought this, so yeah, I might hold on the MD-11 for a bit. Kind of watch with interest, wishing them well, of course, but yeah, the wallet still aches a bit from last week, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. What else is people saying? Should I keep the throttle at like 3/4? Auto throttle seems to do that, and it did make yeah. So keep your throttles. Yeah, I'd say around 3/4 is about right. Obviously, just try and maintain your speed. Really, that's the main thing. That is the main thing. Where else can we get? Oh, we haven't done Gatwick yet, have we? EGKK. Love Gatwick. Love me some Gatwick. .26 left. Long final. Here we go. Please release parking brake. Sorry. Jalise, how you doing, man? MD-11's been found to have some bugs. Wait till they patch it. Yeah. Give a chance for the old wallet to recover as well. Yeah, Jalise, I've sort of moved my streams to the evenings, which I guess means it's harder for you to watch. Sorry about that. I thought I'd do one this morning just because. Alrighty. Now, has it got us on the right runway? Sometimes it doesn't. Heading's right. Where does it think we're going? 2.5 left. Still thinks we're in. Still thinks we're in. Frankfurt. Oh well, never mind. What's the ILS frequency for here? Sorry, callers, hold the line. .9. So what's in the Navrad? Yeah, 110.9. Ah, okay. F it. Let's just do a visual. Right. I can see there's messages in chat. I will look at those once I land. So these engines are so powerful in this plane. Weird that the ILS markers are working, even though it thinks we're in Frankfurt. So we've got a little bit of a wind going on. Not too much though.
Glide slow.
Okay, visuals looking good. Plane still thinks we're in Frankfurt, I think. That's alright. There's the train.
300. 200.
3 reds is generally what I like to see. Given that we're in the sim.
100. 50, 30, 20, 10.
Go on. Oh, beautiful. And reverses. That'll do us nicely. So glad that livery's made. Right, what was chat saying? Did I have issues loading into Flight Sim? Yeah, I did. I almost reinstalled the whole thing last night, and then I saw that there was an Xbox outage, so I was like, ooh, maybe I won't jump the gun on that. Yeah. PMDG 777 came out with minimal flaws in terms of quality. I saw a video earlier today showing bugs on the MD-11. I'd say wait it out a few weeks. Yeah. Oh, you're still encountering an error even though Xbox services are... So Xbox is back up. So if you're still having an error... yeah. I don't know then. Don't know. Yeah, I had a massive issue last night because I'd removed a load of stuff from my community folder yesterday because I was developing the livery that you can see now. And obviously when you're making a livery, you're sort of in and out of the sim. So I emptied out the community folder to stop it taking so long to load, just to try and speed up my workflow a little bit. And I then went, in the evening time, I went to put all my community folder stuff back in the community folder, booted the sim, and it wouldn't load. I was like, oh no, what have I done? Have I upset it by messing up the community folder? And I emptied the community folder again, and I did manage to get it to boot. It was really weird. And then as soon as I put anything back in the community folder, it would just not work again. So I started asking around some friends on Discord, and someone said, oh, Xbox is down. So I was like, fine. I'm not going to do any more troubleshooting until I know Xbox is back, because I could just be wasting my time. So I just played Call of Duty instead of doing a stream last night, which was actually quite nice. It sounds awful to say it, but I was kind of reminded that I actually do like playing games. Not that I don't enjoy the sim, that's not what I'm saying, but the sim has definitely become what's the word? Yeah, I feel like I'm making content on the sim. All of my simming time is basically content making time, and I'm not complaining, I love it. But you do yeah, I was definitely reminded that I do just like to play Call of Duty sometimes, and that's okay, and maybe I need to make a little bit more time for that, because I haven't been recently, put it that way. Hey Mika, how's it going? What are my thoughts on X-Plane? I don't really have any, to be honest. I don't use it, so I can't really comment. I put a screenshot of my Thrustmaster Airbus settings. I can do you one better than that, JD. I've got a video that will show you how to configure it for the Boeing 737, and the exact same settings work with this. In fact, I should retitle that video to make it clear that it's 737 and 777. You have to launch Credential Manager, go to Windows Credentials. Yeah, so the weird thing was is that this morning I'd booted the sim with a full community folder, and it worked, like straight away. So I don't know. I'm on Steam as well, so I don't know whether that made a difference. Jeffrey Bezos. What's my PC specs? If you go to the website address that's currently on screen above my camera, it'll give you a full rundown of everything, but broadly speaking, it's 5800X3D, 4080 Super, 32GB of RAM. Right, where should we do one more landing at Gatwick? I do like Gatwick. Let's do another one at Gatwick. Come on, brakes. There we go. Right. Is it actually going to put us at Gatwick this time? Yes, it has. The ILS is correct now, 110.9. Jolly good. Right, that's something a bit better this time. What's FSI panel? Mika, it's a piece of software. I'll show you. Get this window out of the way. You select your airport, you select your runway, you select your fix, so I normally go long final, click move aircraft, and then it sets you up for a landing. So if you just want to practice your landings in kind of study level airliners, it's really handy. Then you just hold the brakes for 3 seconds, and now it's our plane. Very, very nice indeed. Right, let's try approach mode, see if it behaves. Yeah, there's one thing I struggled with, I was saying earlier. Like, in the early days of the channel, I didn't really have any money to spend on it. So I did all my flying in the A32NX, and then I bought the Phoenix once the channel got monetised and we had a little bit of money coming in. And I was like, oh my god, I can't land it. Like, what's wrong with me? And I would spend ages flying a stream, like 2 hours in cruise, and then just mess up the landing, and it was really starting to bother me. So I bought FSI panel, and it, yeah, I haven't looked back. Anytime I get a new plane, I just spend some time with FSI panel, just putting in the landings, just one after another, after another, after another, and you sort of get a feeling for it then. We are coming into land at Gatwick now, Andy. Is the Phoenix a lot different? Yeah, it's a lot different. Yeah, very different to fly. Very, very different. Having spent so long with the A32NX, I kind of thought, oh well, still an A320. Can't be that different. Turned out it really was. Alright, my plane. I suppose the good thing about doing a stream like this is that I can make loads of little shorts out of it afterwards. I've been really bad on my YouTube shorts lately. Even Instagram sent me a message being like, find your stride again with reels, basically being like, stop posting reels, why?
1,000.
Here we go.
400. 300. 200. 100.
A little bit of a crab as we come into land.
50. 30. 20. 10.
There it is. Beautiful. Loving that. Loving that. Right, reverse is on. Thought we had the D crab and everything like spot on there. Right, let's look at the landing report, 'cause that's another thing that FSI panel will do for you. Right. Landing report. Here we go. Deviation from centerline satisfactory. 7 foot to the right. I don't think that's right, because if anything, we were to the left, I thought. I think maybe FSI panel thinks the centre line is somewhere that it isn't. 165 feet a minute, that's good. Bank at touchdown, 2.8 degrees. Oh, that's because maybe I didn't quite give it enough aileron. It's satisfactory though. Landing distance, 1506 is good. Maximum rate of descent, 825 feet. Apparently that wasn't so good. But yeah. Handy tool to have this. Kind of gives you quite an accurate breakdown. I've got to be honest, I thought we were more on the centre line than it thinks we were. But never mind. Right, one more at Gatwick. Claim that Phoenix requires a live service to be used. What do you mean a live service? As in it has to be connected to the internet? Getting so much tearing, it's really bad. Options. Show thrust lever position. Yes. That's what I want. Yeah, so now that, even though auto throttle's on, you see you've got that blue bit. So you can kind of align your throttles with where it currently is before you disengage the auto throttle. Oh, never mind, Andy, these things happen. Just outside, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't worry, Andy, they're only what? 200-300 million a piece, aren't they? 10 a penny. Morning, Lone Gamer. Oh. Tempted to give LAX another go in a minute. See if it behaves itself this time round. I don't know what was going on there last time. Just didn't want to behave. I think it's probably an FSI panel thing. We'll give it another go because it'd be cool to check it out. Oh, wasn't so good. That wasn't so good. That was a bouncer, I think, that one. We'll look at the landing report, but I don't think that's going to be very good. Don't fancy that one was quite as nice as the other one. Don't think this is going to be good. Oh! .500 feet per minute, yeah, close to a hard landing. I don't think that centre line's right at Gatwick. I think the scenery's messing it up. I really do. Because I think we were more on centre there than we were with the last one, and it says we were further off. Yeah, that was a hard landing. That was not good. Right, let's give LAX another go. Not LAX, I should say, not LEX. Select runway. Let's go 25 right. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember hearing about that 777. Was it a 777? Whatever, there was a plane, wasn't there? Do it at night. Oh, damn it, Andy, why'd you have to say that? You know I don't like flying at night. Which is exactly why you said it, I know. Where does it think we are? Yeah, 06, look, that is not what we wanted. We want 25 right. So hopefully it's going to capture the glide slope. Hey, Jalise! Welcome to Premium Economy. Appreciate the support, my friend. Thank you. Wow, this is very low visibility. We're only at 2,000 feet, though. Big time now, Jalise. Maybe I should do some streams on the other channel. like saying that I miss playing like Call of Duty and Diablo and just general gaming. Maybe I should carve some time out to do a stream. Maybe that way I'll actually do it. Yeah, the other channel's tricky, Jalise, because basically it requires me to keep buying hardware to make videos, and while the channel's made a bit of money, it's not in a position to start paying off hardware that you buy to make videos. Maybe I need to focus more on like software stuff that's free. Still nothing. Haven't seen Bevy in a while, probably because I've moved to evening streams. Thing is, if I look at when my audience is actually on YouTube, like the graph is staggering. It's like there's no one this time of day, not really. God, look how foggy it is.
400. 300.
All right.
200.
Oh, this is less than ideal.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, there we go. I feel like that was a bit on the hard side. Not gonna lie. Let's have a quick look. I don't think it's going to be that great. Training required, deviation from centerline, positive landing. Okay, it wasn't awful. I feel like the centerlines are off. I feel like the centerline isn't quite accurate. I'll tell you what we'll do now. Now we trust that the ILS system has got the correct runway in. We'll try and use the ILS system, even though we've got zero visibility. We'll just try and hand fly it, being guided by the ILS, shall we? Yeah, so there's this graph you get, Jalise, in the back end of YouTube, and it's like, when is your audience online? And like, in the mornings, it's like white, because that means no one's online. And then in the evening time, it's like dark, dark purple, because that means loads of people are online. Which is a shame, really. So it put us on the wrong one again. Yeah, it has. Yeah, the problem is that like I was, basically streaming to a very small number of people, and it was just, it's tricky because I'd obviously taken time off work to grow the channel, and it wasn't paying off. Occasionally, Jalise, yeah, like, I don't know if you remember Europe. Remember Europe? You popped in the other day. Haven't seen Nick in a while, but then, I've changed times, so it's a shame. But it has worked. It has worked changing my sort of routine around. So it's unusual for me to be streaming right now. I appreciate that. But usually, any free equivalent to FSI panel? Not that I'm aware of, no. Right, my throttles, my plane. Let's fly blind. 5 mile final. Yeah, hold that thought, Shalice. I'll explain when we get to the ground. Let's follow the flight director, shall we? Right, where's that runway? I fear it's going to just appear right in front of us in a minute.
500.
God, we're going too low. There it is.
300. 200.
This is not very good, is it? I've not followed the flight directors very well.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Yeah, that was awful. The less said about that, the better. You buy it immediately if it supported the MD-11. What, FSI panel? I'm sure I saw an update today where it said that they did support FSI panel. The MD-11. Can't be sure though. Yeah, Jalise, going back to what we were saying, obviously like moving stream times around, like generally I'll try and, if I'm going to stream, I'll stream in the evenings, UK time. And generally what I'll use the mornings for now, so Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, my time, is sort of making content usually, like videos, that sort of thing. And it has worked, like the channel's doing a lot better financially for it, because as fun as the streaming was, streaming to 10 or 12 people doesn't pay the bills, unfortunately. And yeah, so it was a difficult choice, but ultimately one I had to make. But the good thing is now it's making a bit more money. I've been able to drop a day a week at work, so I've got an extra day a week on the channel now, which is awesome. I still feel this constant guilt that I'm not streaming. Like if I'm sitting down to make a video, I'm always thinking like, oh yeah, but you're not streaming. It's a really weird feeling, this compulsion to stream. Can you try an auto landing? Yeah, sure. Tell you what, let's do it here, because that'll be all the more impressive if it's like foggy.
2,500.
Mike says FSI does support PMD11. Yeah, I'm sure I saw like an update saying this update gives support for PMD11 or something, but I didn't really read it thoroughly. So maybe don't take my word for it. It'll be their loss, Shalise. I wouldn't give it another thought. Right. Auto land time. Streaming's harder than most people think. That's up on Twitch. About how quiet things got costs in PC tech. It's really hard to make it pay with streaming. Really, really hard to make it pay. Because if nobody donates, and I'm not like, this isn't like me trying to say like, why aren't you all donating? If nobody donates, like, you might make pennies of ad revenue, which, you know, ain't gonna cut it. Whereas, make a video does well, gets a few thousand views, then all of a sudden, that then is a lot more economically viable. So it is a tricky one. Right, come on in, plane. Let's get a decent auto land out of you. So I kind of feel like streaming has had to change in my mind, rather than being like the bread and butter of the channel. Friend of mine summed it up really well. He said, "Why don't you consider streaming almost like bowling night,
400.
where it's just like get together with some friends and think of it like that."
300.
Rather than constantly trying to pursue it as this like means to fund the channel. If it does fund a little bit of the channel, great, but like
200.
I'm gonna get my feet on the rudder pedals, haven't I? Sat here chatting about the economics of streaming on YouTube.
100.
3 reds, look at that, look, 3 reds.
50.
That's proof.
30. 20. 10.
Come on in. That's only just within the touchdown zone, wasn't it? Flipping heck. Very smooth though. Yeah, let's check out the score actually, that's a good point. A very lumpy runway. Check the score, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, just within the limits on the touchdown, completely on the centre line. Okay, so maybe the centre line was right and I was just rubbish. 100 feet per minute. Wow. It's flipping depressing, isn't it, that like a plane can just do it so much better than us. Like you train for years and you still every single landing you're perfecting, and then the plane's just like, yeah, I'll just do it perfectly. Oh well. Never mind, eh? Never mind. Right, where should we fly to next? I've still got a bit of time, we can do some more. If you all are good. Where shall we go? Should we do another one at Heathrow? Well, there's always Edinburgh. Be keen to see if we could actually get it down in Edinburgh. Or Manchester. We haven't done Manchester. I don't think I've got Kaitan. Hey man, is there any tutorial that shows how to start it up, put in the flight plan and all that stuff? Yeah, if you look at my video I did from Dubai to Heathrow, I have like a pre-flight section that shows all that. That was done with me using SimBrief, so... EKCH. What's EKCH? Ooh, never landed there. Go on then, let's give it a go. Give it a go. I think it's putting the right runway this time, so that's always good.
2,500.
Oh, I'm getting tired again. What's the matter with me at the minute? Okay, so we'll start us off with approach mode, getting us lined up. LCLK, where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? LCLK. Is that Vancouver? Oh, Cyprus, of course. See, I actually find landings like this quite tricky because of all the water. I find my eyes get lost in the water. Alright, my plane. Yeah, I find San Francisco tricky for the same reason. It's like water, 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 runway. I'm like, so I get confused. Let's get our crap kind of lined up. Vancouver. Alright, Vancouver after this, then we'll do Cyprus, then we'll do Melbourne. How about that? Good to you lot on that. This is really good practice though, like, I feel like I'm getting such a feel for the plane, whereas first thing this morning I'd only done one landing, and that was the one on that Dubai to Heathrow video. I'm really starting to kind of get a feel for the plane. You sort of know when you're going wrong. And I'll tell you what, for default scenery, this isn't bad. Oh, gone too high. Too busy yakking. Let's get that crab angle back on.
400.
3 reds, there we go.
200.
Ooh, what's going on here? That's a bit of a lurch, wasn't it?
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Only just. Only just, but that's fine. I'll take it. Yeah, that was almost outside the touchdown zone, that wasn't it? Yeah, the Pappies are totally busted in the sim, in my opinion. Alright, what did we say? Vancouver, wasn't it, next? Just a mo. Right. Yeah, I mean, Lone Gamer, they've got to do the freighter, they've got to do the 200 of the 777 yet. So, yeah, 7.4 is going to be a minute, I would say. Let's go the longest runway. What are the settings for the Airbus throttle? Go back through my channel, through all the different videos, and have a look. I've got a how to set up the Airbus throttle for the 737 video. That video will work for the 777 as well.
2,500.
Let's put us on the wrong runway again. What were we doing? What runway did I choose? 26 right? No. Oh, I don't know. 26 left. That's better. Right, let's give it a whirl, shall we? What? What? I'm so confused right now. Oh, I might have made a mess of this. Yeah, I really like the Tobii eye tracker. They did send me one a little while ago to review on the channel, which is super cool of them. I need to reconfigure mine though, because I messed around with all my displays, and because I've messed around with all my displays, I went to use it this morning and I was like, oh, it's broken. So once you sort of need to recalibrate it. I hadn't realised that, which is my bad. Stupid boy. When did I send it? That would have been like October, November last year. Right, 08 right. There she is. Oh, I've overcooked this turn a bit, haven't I? Come on. $100. 50. This is going to be a late one.
30. 20. 10.
Yeah, that was a bit late, wasn't it? Yeah, that was okay. That was okay. The FSI panel didn't help out there though, did it? What was the other one? LK... What was it? I forgot what it is. LKCR, was it? LCLK. Larnaca, of course it is. Oh wow, it's going to be quite windy. Albeit a headwind. $2,500. Is Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 worth it, or should you wait for 24? Well, it's going to be November until we get the new one, so... Maybe... Yeah, I don't know. You could get Game Pass, maybe. Use it through that. But then you might pay just as much through Game Pass as you would for buying it. From now until November. What is going on? Oh, there we go, it's happy now. Not sure why it was unhappy before, but whatever. Okay, so it looks like we're doing this visual. We are far too high. It feels like we're too high. It's better.
500.
Oh, I don't like these water landings.
400. 300. 200. 100.
All reds. Uh-oh.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Right. Melbourne next, isn't it? Let's go 27.
2,500.
Right, why isn't it ready yet? There we go. There you go, glide slope captured. So I believe I've got the Orbex version of Melbourne installed at the moment. Hey. My plane. Alright, looking pretty good, aren't we, so far? Oh, I'm too low.
100. 50.
Way too low.
30.
Oh, I messed that up.
20. 10.
Yeah, that was way too low. That wasn't good. We will have to try that again. I thought I was doing alright there as well. Never mind. There's a glide. I don't really know a better way than FSI panel, to be fair, to practice landings. Tyre pressure. What is going on here then? Alright, mate, monkey. No worries. So Craig, I got the standard edition,
1,000.
which is fine. There is an advanced one. Full disclosure, the developer did reach out to me after I made a video about it, being like, hey, thanks for making the video, here's an upgrade to the advanced version, but I feel like all I do really is just the landings. Mustn't go too low this time. Pitch is looking good.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
That's more like it. Boom. I feel like I don't really know my way around Melbourne very well. Might go for a little taxi. Of course, you need to oversteer, don't you, with this plane? Because the goal isn't to keep your nose wheel on the line, it's to keep your rear gear on the line. Australia Part 2. Which at least demands it. So I started with the standard version, and the dev reached out because I made a video about it and said, thanks for making the video, I've upgraded you to the advanced, but I'm not sure I've ever actually used any of the advanced features. I literally just use it for like lining the planes up on runways and landing them. So if you watch the video I made about it, if you search like Air Not FSI panel or whatever, you might find the video. That video was made using the standard edition. Will I still do the occasional morning stream? I don't know. I'll have to see what my new schedule looks like. With dropping the extra day at work. Thing is, I can't really drop a day at work, which is, in effect, a direct cost to me, and then do something all day that makes no money. That's the trouble. Maybe we can squeeze the odd one or two in. But I wouldn't hold your breath on it. Where are we? Should we go around here to the right? It is a nice airport, this, isn't it? They've done a good job on the modelling. Obviously, I don't know what the real one looks like, but you can kind of get a sense that this is they've done a good job with it. Go up here. This is the thing with the oversteering, I'm still quite bad at it. So you sort of got to wait till you get it to like around here, then do the steering. But I always miss. I don't know, that one wasn't bad actually. Yeah, almost. Almost. Yeah, I think I just misjudged the timing. I think that's what it is. Where I like the big gates. Yeah, I think it's mostly a timing issue. Oh, the top down. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Like that. Go on then. That was alright, wasn't it? Let's try and go for this one here on the right. So I'm going to go for roundabout now. Ah, sorry about that. No, that's too early, wasn't it? Far too early. Let's try again on this one. Yeah, it's going to take some practice, that, isn't it? Yeah, still not quite right. Try a left turn. Bad. I feel like that's going to line up quite all right. Yeah, that was okay, wasn't it? Happy days. That'll do it nicely. Well, folks, I think I'm probably going to end the stream there. I've been live now for nearly 3 hours doing just landings. I do have a couple of other jobs I need to get done today, unfortunately. As much as I would love to just keep landing the 777 all day. But thanks for coming along all. Very much do appreciate it. And I'm sorry that coverage was a bit weak on the 777 last week. I had great ambitions to do loads of stuff for it, but just felt absolutely wrecked last week. Like I say, I'm fairly certain it's COVID. But I guess we'll never know. I can generally tell when I've had COVID because, like, for the following week or two afterwards, I just feel so tired, and I'm feeling that right now. Yeah, nice to see you again, Jalise. Thanks for the membership. Thomas, if you're still there, thank you for the donation earlier. Absolute legend. Appreciate you all. Thank you all very much indeed for coming. I don't know when we'll be live next. Sort of got my eye on tomorrow night. I'll have to see what happens. Until next time, guys, take the very best care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next stream. Thanks again for coming. I'll see you soon. Cheers.